Oh, well, I'll just ask this gent in the fancy knickerbockers.
Hey!
Are you doing the
recording the podcast! Shut up!
Good morning to you, wherever you are, because it is go morning somewhere! For July 17, 2026. My name is Bernie Burns, sitting right over there, nailing her cue. It's Becca Fraser. Say hi to Becca, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
I was having a debate with Jason yesterday as to whether or not he was the most
I heard that.
common coast. What do you think?
I think, I don't know. We're usually in pairs.
Is it?
Like,
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah.
I might have one up on him because I was in Scotland one time and he wasn't there.
Right.
But Nick was in his absence. So maybe if Nick counts, then we're probably tied.
Does Nick count as Jason? Nick is Jason's brother. Well, welcome back. It's always good to see you.
Thank you. You too.
And I feel bad today because I feel like all the topics that we have, we trade topics sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Like a few hours before the podcast about things that are going on in the world. And it seems like because you're from an agriculture family, I've been wanting to talk to you about a couple different things in general. It is weird how farmers cross over with so many things, like climate change and then like FDA stuff as well. But then also weirdly like AI and automation. Like farmers are way ahead of the curve on automation.
For sure.
Like you guys drive mechs basically.
Yeah. I think I talked about that at one point. How like a solar flare screwed up all of their GPS on their automated tractors.
That's like an Isaac Asimov story or something.
Yeah, completely.
Like a dead planet. Because
And now
of
we have
solar
no
flare.
produce. Womp womp.
What was the story with your dad? Because you're, it's fair to say farm? Because I feel like you're from ranching territory.
Yeah, well, primarily farm, but it's been there's been a ranching component of the family all along. Like they always just like had a side ranch with cattle. But our family's kind of fractured where my uncle handles the ranching and my dad and mom do all the farming.
Also, weirdly, too, crossing over with lots of hot topics. Like you're down on basically by the border, too. So like immigration is a huge thing from where you are as well. you know?
Definitely.
Like that's the only place in the world where I've been stopped for immigration checks. Like just driving down the road there.
Yeah, I mean, we go between Eagle Pass and Carrizo a lot, and there's like a roadside check, and my kids are so freaked out by that every time.
Yeah.
Like, because they're like, yes, we're American citizens. Ah. They get really scared, but it's just a normal thing.
See, but that's not how you do it, though. If you like go after the cops, then they know you're an American. Like, hey, I don't have to give you shit or whatever. That I feel like that's what
I'm
they should.
Johnny Pizza.
I feel like they should teach that to people who are crossing the border. Just be an asshole when you see a cop. Then they'll think you're an American for sure.
Just be on your phone the whole time.
But to be clear, too, when you talk about going between those two cities or those two towns, those are both American towns.
Right.
So you're in America the whole time, and you'll just hit a checkpoint in the middle of a road in America. It feels very strange.
Yeah, and it is usually a very dark, very remote road that feels sketchy. Like I am trusting that this isn't a weird setup where I'm going to get raided, but it could be.
I'm speaking from experience here because I was with Gustavo when we got stopped there. And literally I was like, ooh, this is interesting. And I was like, all ready to do my yes sir, no sir business. And Gus was like, I don't have to show you anything. And he's like, okay, go ahead, sir.
Gus would.
Yeah. He was a sovereign citizen before it was cool to be sovereign.
Oh man, I went down a rabbit hole reading about sovereign citizens the other day.
Yep.
Really interesting component because so much of it is just built upon a fallacy. Like, how is that persevered when it's just been proven legally wrong?
And don't you feel like when sovereign citizens interact with the authorities, I feel like it always feels like they're saying that stuff out loud for the first time.
Yeah.
And even then to them, they're like, this doesn't actually make sense now that I'm saying it out loud. Right?
Yeah.
I get that feeling every time they open their mouths.
I have a little quick tangent on Gus. I sent him this website that I stumbled upon. I don't even know how. That monitors jet activity, like private jet activity in small airports to basically predict impending doom in America. If there's an uptick in, billionaires flying out on their private jets, there's something coming up.
Wow.
Gus was like, this is so specific to my interests.
Right. If
Like
they're
this
all
website
flying
was
to
built for
Denver.
him. Yeah.
Yeah. You know who else would really like that a lot? Adam Baird.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he tracks stuff too. Like he'll track, I don't know why, but I guess it's just like an IT thing.
Yeah.
Where people love to track that information.
Got the data. Why not?
I saw a cool like homebrew project that somebody did where it was like a projector and one of these like, it's probably like a Raspberry Pi or whatever those things are, those little mini computers that people code that I keep telling myself I'm going to look into at some point. But it would track flights via GPS, and then when they were over their house, it would project it on the ceiling.
Oh.
Like the actual plane going
that's
over
cool.
and where it was going and things like that. And I thought that's really cool.
That's fun. That's cute.
But I feel like it's also something that I would spend like 3 weeks trying to set up and then troubleshooting. And then I would get tired of it after 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And like turn it
You're
off.
like, aha, gimmick, sell the plane, done.
It's already done.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten up and watched the ISS go over?
So I actually had the luxury of being at McDonald Observatory when it flew over. So we were at a star party in pitch black, dark sky territory, and it flew over.
Where is that?
In, Fort Davis, Texas.
Fort Davis. Where that's way
Deep
down
West,
south.
Texas. It's west, like out Marfa, Big Bend.
Trivia question.
Oh.
Is Fort Davis not where, is it border?
It is.
Is that where Andy Dufresne in Shawshank Redemption crossed over into Mexico? Because he sends Red a postcard. No, wait, that's Fort Stockton. That's where he crossed over, I think.
So Fort Stockton's, I think, over there too. I always thought that was in California for some reason.
Have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
Everybody's seen that movie. It's
Yeah.
a great movie. But he gets a postcard one day with nothing on it but just a postmark from Fort Stockton.
Oh my
I think
God.
that's what it
Okay,
was. I thought
yeah.
it was Fort Davis for a second. But it's
Fort Stockton's like a major stopping point when you're going through West Texas. Like we would stop on our way to Colorado when I was growing up.
You know, I'm going out for drinks later with an old colleague of ours, Jeff Yetter, and he goes camping and stuff with his kids a lot. And I was telling him, and your girls might be interested in this as well, there's actually a zero light camping spot, campgrounds, like an hour away from here. I thought I would have to go much further away. It's the Canyon of the Eagles. And it's basically northwest. You basically follow the lake up to the northwest, and then I guess you just get far enough away, you get to a zero light.
Wow, interesting.
It's really close. We would go there. I went there with the boys, and we did one of those meteor showers back in the day. But it's the first time I've ever taken like a photo of the night sky, and you can actually see that band of the Milky Way. It was like, really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
I mean, I grew up seeing the Milky Way every night.
Oh, you did.
You don't really see it in Carrizo anymore. There's a lot of, fracking and oil fields out there that just have the brightest lights possible.
Yeah.
Completely corrupted the night sky.
Hey, there was a good movie I saw the other day. I talked about this in our sponsor chat, which you should watch. Do you like movies like No Country for Old Men?
Favorite movie, actually.
Great. I'm with you there. It's like I wasn't born in Texas, but it's weird how like when they show Texas in movies, sometimes you're like, well, it can't be like that. But it is. Like everybody in No Country for Old Men, they might have been a little heightened. But I know guys like, except for the psychos, I know people like that, even the guys who were like in the high rises in Houston and stuff.
Definitely.
I know those guys.
And I appreciate that movie because it gives people perspective for where I grew up. Like some of those scenes were filmed in Eagle Pass. And so I'm like, that scene with the shootout in the street, like that's where.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think you told me that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the most Texas line I've ever seen in a movie is when Josh Brolin, Llewellyn Moss first opens the case, and he looks and he sees all the money in there and he just goes, all right. That's it. Like that carries so much of like, all right, it's what I was expecting. And also this is a fucking lot of trouble that I just found and landed in my lap. Anyway, there's a movie that I didn't know about that I just recently saw. You see him in clips on the like shorts and like TikTok. And I thought, what is this movie? I gotta go see it. It's called Hell or High Water. It's Chris Pine and Jeff Bridges. And it completely fell under my radar. You should totally check.
I feel like Michael watched it.
Did he?
Watches a lot of like, serious movies like that without me on the assumption that I don't want to watch it. But yeah, I feel like he's talked about that one.
This is like small town Texas, fight in the bank stuff, but
Okay.
like modern era. I just feel like you would really dig it.
Okay.
I loved it. I loved it. And I don't know how I
Love me
missed
some
it.
Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, he's great. It's like a combination of his like halfway between his role in True Grit and then something else that I saw him in anyway. But True Grit's kind of its own thing too. Did you like True Grit?
I did.
Yeah.
It's not my number one Coen Brothers film, but
Was it Coen Brothers?
wait, was it?
It may have been. The
That's the
lead
one with the
actress in
little
that.
girl?
The little girl, she's
Yeah,
amazing.
I'm pretty sure that's a Coen Brothers film.
Yeah. It's Matt Damon, Jeff Bridges, and then the actress who's now she's Hawkeye now.
I blank on her name a lot, but she's an eighth Filipino, which is the same as my children. So I'm always like, yours Filipino is her.
Really?
Yeah.
Just you and Hawkeye running
It's
together.
It's Coen Brothers.
Coen Brothers. Interesting. It was True Grit. Yeah. I just watched Burn After Reading. The Brad Pitt, George. I love that one.
Yeah, that's my mom's favorite.
It's like my second favorite Coen Brothers movie, but No Country for Old Men is my favorite one. Although weirdly enough, I have a weird thing with that movie. I feel like the reveal with Anton Chigurh with his weapon that he has, that weird weapon he's
Right.
got, which you probably are familiar with.
Yep.
I went to the Alamo to see the movie, not knowing anything about it. And they did a pre-roll where they were using that on pumpkins. And I thought, that's not so cool that like, because
Yeah.
Alamo does like their own pre-rolls before all the movies.
Yeah, I've had spoilery stuff with them before where it's, revealed to be a spoiler after the fact, but I'm like, you're kind of towing a line there.
Hey, what's going on with Alamo?
R.I.P.,
all I hear
man.
like national news is like the
It's like
Alamo.
so stupid, man. Like, I think we've been to 2 movies since they've done the online ordering or mobile ordering. It's just like, I don't know if we just had a weird waiter, but he took that as a cue to just talk out loud throughout the movie to everyone he came and talked to. Like the whispering and like hush hush moving around isn't a thing anymore.
Hey, for your business, do you guys have like a established like separate office? Like
No.
a traditional office? You don't. You know what you might want to look into? Tim and Carrie League, who started the Alamo. I remember when they were selling tickets, like out on like 4th and Colorado, that location.
Yep.
They would be out front, and then they would like run upstairs and tear the tickets, when everyone was let in. One of the many projects, many things they've done in Austin is they converted an old middle school, or maybe like one of the offshoot of the School of the Deaf, which is right in the middle of Austin. It's right up by, that Hyde Park gym with the big arm
Yeah.
that comes out the front
On
of it.
Guadalupe, yeah.
They have like it's like all like boutique offices and like creative spaces and stuff, but in a high school. So it's like you walk past all the lockers and then one of the classrooms. You
Right
get-
there?
It's right there. And it's like, I didn't know. When I first bought the brand Rooster Teeth back, I thought if I was going to get office, let me see what they've got here. So I looked and it wouldn't be a good fit. But man, it's a really cool space.
Okay, I need to look into that.
And everyone's kind of done up their thing. And like there's a guitar company in there. It might have been the people that you took over their office in Stage 4 at Austin Film Studios. You went to the old Gibson office.
That's right, yeah.
I think they might have gone there. I think so. Somebody's music-wise is in there, which is not surprising for Austin. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, you should check it out. It's called the something school. I'll look it up and I'll tell you.
Okay.
We'll link in the link dump for everybody else.
All right.
So one of the things I want to talk to you about, like because the whole agriculture background. I know you're not yourself a major expert, but I'm curious because screwworm now has made its way up into South Texas.
It has.
Again, we fought it out. Like we used to be here, and it was a massive effort to push it out, keep it
Right.
down around Panama, and now it's back. Have you been hearing about people dealing with screwworm in
Yeah.
Texas?
So, my uncle's a rancher. He's 80 years old. He just turned 80. And, he's like one of those kind of like philosophical slow ranchers who likes to just kind of like drive around, engage with his cattle. And I was talking to him about it because he was around for the first wave. And
No shit. Yeah.
So, he was like, freshly out of high school at that point. But at that, it was like, in the early 60s, my great grandfather was running it and he would help him out. So he was talking the other day about how back in the day, you were so much more engaged with your cattle that you like were doing like a daily inventory, counting heads, checking in on them. And now there are so many weekend ranchers that is a huge risk. Like that people are not keeping an eye on their cows. Like there could be screwworms all over Dimmitt County where I grew up, and they just haven't found them yet.
So they wouldn't be able to control it, right?
Right.
It's so crazy. Like while this is going on, it's like there's also on its way to being record-breaking Ebola outbreak in Africa right now as well. And it's like they just don't have, they've lost funding because of all the changes in the world and everything. And there's like people that are actually rioting and like burning down treatment centers and stuff and like letting patients out and things. And it's like there's already been 2, I think, Americans infected as well. Ugh. It's just a weird time for all that. And what you're talking about too with the weekend ranchers. In Scotland, they have a similar problem with flocks of sheep if people don't pay attention to them on an ongoing basis. And they get something called fly strike, which sounds very similar to screwworm. It's basically like a, it's a morning show, so I'll try to keep it as clean as I can. It's basically like a maggot, but it attacks living flesh as opposed to dead flesh, which is a huge problem, obviously, for cattle.
Yeah. And that's also rough because is there no distinct vulnerability? Like with cattle or, with a screwworm, it's a wound you want to look out for. But if it's just, they just attack living flesh, are they just at you all the time?
Fly strike can be tough too because it's under wool. Like some of those sheep they get a pretty heavy coat, so they might not know that they have it. So there's a lot to it. We've looked at we share flock and we have grazing agreements and stuff like that, but we've always had someone helping us with that process. and we've talked about like doing our own flock and doing it ourselves, but it's just like, we're not worried about like the skill issue and us having a hard time with it. We're worried about it affecting the animals. Does that make sense? Like, I wouldn't want to subject anyone to my own ignorance.
Yeah.
You know? Doesn't seem
and
fair.
Is it fatal for the sheep there?
It ain't fun, right?
Yeah.
It's I'm sure at some point it could become fatal, but more it's an issue that it becomes such a problem that you end up putting the animal
It's fatal
down.
one way or another. Yeah. And my uncle also told me something really interesting about the biggest threat for screwworms isn't cattle, it is deer. And I was like, wow, had no idea. You know, I guess people don't so much care about the waning deer population. There's an enormous deer population in Texas. I think my uncle said they outnumber people. But he was saying back in the first wave that it was very rare to see wild deer anywhere. And it's a timing thing where fawns are born during peak fly activity. It's warm out. And their umbilical cords are fresh wounds. And so they get in the babies just immediately and wipe them out.
Wow, that's so bad.
Yeah.
And then while you're talking about the population's changing too, hog problem is huge. Wild hogs are a huge problem.
Yeah.
Is that down in your area too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Like, my dad has hog hunts out at the farm all the time. He pays people to go hunting there because they uproot all the cantaloupes.
A good old boy once described it to me, and this is like 10 years ago in Texas. He goes, because you fall in one of two categories. You either have an enormous problem with wild hogs or you're about to.
Yeah.
And you don't know that you're about to. Did you know that we're talking about conservation, like efforts back in the 50s and 60s to get rid of screwworm? I recently learned that white-tailed deer almost went extinct in the U.S. and that the conservation efforts now, they're a pest. That's how much our conservation efforts repopulated white-tailed deer in America.
Yeah.
Can you imagine them almost going extinct? And
Yeah.
it tracks that he said you never saw him when he was a kid.
And I'm like, God, I bet I have 10 in my front yard right now.
They go by my cameras
damn
all
many
the time.
deer. Oh my God.
I have seriously, there's like a 8-point buck that like goes just walks down I don't know where it comes from or where it goes. It literally walks down this walkway right here. It shows up on the camera all the time. It was here last night. Yeah, so in the 18th and 19th centuries, deer were hunted commercially on a massive scale. Venison was sold cheaply in city markets, and there was an insatiable global demand for buckskins and deer hides to the point where the animal almost went extinct. By the turn of the 20th century, population had plummeted to as few as 300,000 individuals, a staggering 98% decline.
Emphasis on stag.
Right, emphasis on stag. So your like communities, are they worried about screwworm? Do they talk about it?
Yeah. And, you know, I guess in the first wave too, like the only way any traction occurred was by a privately funded, movement by Texas ranchers. And it kind of sounds like that's kind of what it's going to fall to, again, to be proactive about it. Like my uncle was, he's a very interesting guy politically. So for him to pinpoint this on government inaction is saying a lot. So he was like, it's just due to government inaction. We've known about this for over a year, and they're dragging their feet. And by the time it gets traction, it's too late.
Can we segue to inaction from like government to financial inaction?
Yes.
So we've said before, you're a designer now. You work on home renovations. How many projects do you have going right now?
Too damn many. Like 5 big ones.
Does the market coming back in Austin, because it's kind of coming back up,
Yeah.
does that help or does that slow down?
I don't
Does it
know
change
what's
anything?
going on. Like, first few months of this year were pretty slow, and then March came, and I'm drowning.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's just, like a lot of them are weirdly the same type of project, which is like a backyard accessory and a pool, like a little pool house and a pool. I think, people are just deciding to stay in their homes, and it's a way to expand.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we talked about that last time when the market was down or in a gully or whatever it was.
And this is,
Why
it's
not
doing a little
renovate and stay
better,
where you
and
are?
they're doing like a splurge, a little treat,
Oh, yeah. Okay. If inflation ever gets under control and then interest rates start to drop, I mean, I feel like that'll be crazy. That'll be crazy.
It is crazy.
I feel like this market would go nuts again. But we were talking about this. You're the person I call. I mentioned this before as well. Like something goes wrong, and I call you and I go, "Do you know an AC guy? Do you know a window guy?" And it's like you're like my. I probably lean on that too much.
No,
You're like my,
I'm happy to help.
but it's always the same thing too. When you go to pay these guys in the U.S., it's like, how can I pay you? Like, what's the easy way? And it's weird. In the U.S., the easiest way to pay people is still with a check after all this time. Because, like, in the UK, we've got, like, what's called a sort code, which is a routing number, basically, and an account number on our cards. And you could just transfer, like, any amount of money. Like, if you had a, like, decent project, like, with a driveway redone or something, and it cost you, like, 10 grand or 15 grand to have that done, when you go to pay a guy here, it's like they want, what's the one they always use here?
Zelle?
Zelle, yes, yeah. Zelle. And it's like to do payments on Zelle, it's like you got to make like 6 payments because you can only pay like 2 grand at a time or something like that.
Yeah. And Zelle's not even guaranteed. Like you can't just have a Zelle account. It has to be through your bank, and your bank has to have an agreement with Zelle.
Oh my God.
So, like my mom's bank doesn't have Zelle, so she just can't have Zelle.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. It's like, is she on like a credit union or something?
Yeah, like a local thing.
Yeah, like transferring money to people. And like when I hire people now for Rooster Teeth, you know what I mean? And hire like an artist or something like that. Credit unions seem to be one of the toughest ones. When someone has a credit union, I'm like, well, this is going to take 2 weeks to pay, you know? And it's weird. This is America, for God's sake.
I know. Why do you think it is so much easier in the UK? Are there fewer banks?
Well, I have a theory about technology where the people who get it later get it better, right?
Okay,
like they just installed fiber at my place in Scotland, and everywhere around me had decent internet.
You're not on satellite anymore?
No, not on Starlink anymore.
God.
So now I have internet, and now my internet in Scotland is better than it is in Austin because it's more modern, right? Mm-hmm. There was a weird like Freakonomics thing, weird economic indicator where in the 80s, the German and Japanese cars dominated the American, like Detroit, which was the juggernaut for a long time. And one of the theories behind it was because all the factories got leveled in Germany and Japan in World War II, they rebuilt them as new, and then they could produce better cars. Right? Yeah. So it is like, on a technology basis, people who get it second, just get it better. It's just better by the time it reaches them.
That makes sense.
So maybe like the systems we put in place in the U.S., and then, of course, they get their fees established, and they're never going to give up their fees, for stuff. But I don't know why the banks don't do it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And, like, even to pay with a credit card here, it's like 3% charge. Nobody wants that. Yeah, when I was in London a couple years ago, we went to the Doc Martens, like, flagship store in Chelsea. And
what? Do not tell Ashley about that.
It was so huge. It's so huge. My kids went crazy too. We all got boots. But when we were,
by the way, Ashley's number one footwear brand. Seriously,
they're the best.
Have you ever bonded with her over that? Did you know that?
I'm not sure. I feel like we've maybe talked about having the same. Like she do the Chelsea boots.
I think she goes in for it because of the height advantage.
Yeah. Mine are super chunky. I can tell. Like I can feel a real difference on mine. But when we were checking out, the sales girl kind of hush hush whispered to me like, ooh, an American, I can finally ask this question. She's like, is it true that you have to use like some complicated software and app to send money? You can't just send money to people on your bank? And I was like, what are you even talking about? Like, yes, of course we have to do that thing. I didn't realize that it could be better. And she was like, that's mental.
Yeah, some of our old colleagues who have a podcast, they ran a big promotion thing, and they were kind of doing it as a wink, wink joke thing, but then somebody actually went for it. And they said the person sent them a cashier's check. Like, that's how you do it. Like, if I was going to buy a car, that's a better example. I was going to buy a car in the UK, and the car was 25,000 pounds, a used car or something like that. I could literally just agree with the person, 25,000 pounds, and then, like, with my phone, send them 25,000 pounds if I had it in the account. Send it to them. They go, got it. And then that's it. No, like, cashier's checks or money orders or all that shit we still do in the U.S. It's so weird, man.
Do you think it's like a FTC thing?
I don't know. It's just lazy. And even like when you go to do, like sometimes I'll do direct payments with artists and stuff. Mm-hmm. I'll ask people for their ABA routing number and their account number, which is the same thing as a sort code in the UK. And they're like, no, I'm not supposed to.
I have to look it up every time.
Or I'm like, I'm not supposed to give that to you.
It's literally on your checks.
Yeah, it's literally on the front of your checks, right? Exactly. It's literally on the front of your checks. If you hand me a check, you're handing me that same information. And but it's weird. It's just like, I don't know. It's antiquated here.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. And now we're all using like PayPal or Venmo or blah, 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 or whatever. It's a pain in the ass across the board. Well, Becca, thank you for joining us. Is there anywhere people can go to look up your projects and see
sure.
previous examples?
Yeah, you can go to my website for my company. It's CasaSisu, CASASISU.com. And then, just our Instagram, social media. We've got some stuff going on there, too.
All right. Well, Becca, it's always good to see you. Thank you for lending your agricultural knowledge to us.
Of course. Happy to help.
I appreciate it. All right. Well, that does it for us today. Friday, July 17th, 2026. I will be back on Monday to talk to you with Blaine Gibson. We hope you will be here as well.
Bye-bye.